on? It is Crypto Bobby. Hope you are having a great day, great night, wherever you are watching in from right now. Let me flip this over sideways. Actually, no, I can't even flip it over sideways. Well, just wanted to pop in here today to talk a little bit about what is going on in the crypto markets as a whole. What's up, Amit? How is it going, man? This is the first time I've ever done this on a cell phone, so hopefully, what's up, Kyle? What's up, Icehoot? I am currently I'm currently traveling right now, so don't have the whole setup, and apologies on that. So for the lack of videos the past couple days, but wanted to at least just pop in here and talk a little bit about what's going on with this dip and then subsequent bounce. What's up, Andrew? Hope all is well. A lot of people saying a dead cat bounce, and it certainly could be. Evelyn saying the bottom is in. I have been, as far as things have gone for me, I've pretty much been just looking at cost averaging into my positions, and I've been looking at trying to consolidate. I haven't done much, but I've been spending some time thinking about consolidating. If you go on my website, you go on to my portfolio. I have like 14 positions right now. I have about 14 positions now open at this point in time. So I'm looking at consolidating some of those because there's some positions I really don't have a ton of conviction in. And what's up, TechBat? Happy about the bounce. That's good to hear. So I have a couple positions that I don't have a ton of conviction in, and I'm looking at trying to solidify and also looking at shopping around for some new opportunities. And sorry if it's windy at all here. I'm outside right now. I am not in a jail. I am right outside of a ping pong table. But yeah, I'm traveling right now, so wanted to just pop in here. Actually, it's 12 o'clock, but it's crypto happy hour time with a little Bloody Mary, so why not, right? Def a jail. Yeah, for sure. I didn't sling BitConnect. I'm Gucci. It's freaking me out. Fix your hair. It's windy outside, bro. It's windy outside. So taking a look at some of these questions, Monera's going to fork. I'm using my one call. Prove that it's not a jail. No, it's yeah, we're in jail, man. Yeah. But as far as things go for me right now, I mean, I've been looking at there's been a couple cryptos that I've been thinking about that I've been fairly interested in getting into. One is Neo. I've been kind of evaluating building a position in Neo. I've been looking at BlockV as another one that I've been looking at as well, that I think might be something that could potentially be an interesting move as well. I'm not sure if there's any other ones, but Neo's been one that I've been looking at and thinking like, hey, this could definitely be something of interest there. Somebody said I misspoke. Neo and meant Nano as well. Yeah, XRB, Ryblox, Kyle Babcock's favorite. They rebranded. That'll be interesting to see how that rebrand does, because Ryblox already crushed it so much already. So usually the rebrands come pretty early on. Any thoughts on Oscoin? I have not had a chance to check out Oscoin in too many details there. So I haven't had a chance to check out Oscoin, unfortunately. Somebody else saying Litecoin. My conviction in Litecoin hasn't been as strong recently, especially since kind of the whole Charlie Lee stuff going down. So ever since Charlie sold his Litecoin, I haven't really loved it. I like the utility of Litecoin. I really dig that. But yeah, thoughts on Origin Trail? I got into the Origin Trail ICO, so that was a really solid move in the ICO. I think it pulled a 3-4x at one point in time, which is pretty sweet. So definitely can't complain too much about that one by any stretch. But ADA been killing it today. I haven't had a chance to look too much at Cardano. Cardano's taking a hit, like a lot of the other ones that I've ran. I know I kind of joke about on Twitter at least about Ripple and Tron and all those, but Cardano, even though I have a position in Cardano took just as bad of a hit as Ripple did, as Tron did in a lot of respects. So you go into on-chain FX, I can't do it because I'm on my phone now, but if you go into on-chain FX, I mean, most of the cryptocurrencies yesterday were down between 50 and 70% from all-time highs, which was just ridiculously crazy. I mean, that's a brutal move. So that was definitely brutal. Somebody said, did you see the New York Times article about Brock Pierce building a crypto land in Puerto Rico? Yes, I did. That was pretty interesting. Also kind of cool because when I was in Bitcoin Miami, I know, and when I talked to Steve from Polyswarm, the CEO of Polyswarm, um, Polyswarm, I believe, is headquartering themselves in Puerto Rico, and the tax rate is so much more simple. I think it's a 4%, basically like a 4% flat tax rate, which is pretty crazy when you think about how much you're paying, and also when you think about some of these companies that are running ICOs. When a company does an ICO, especially in the U.S., that's actually taxable revenue. So if they raise, let's say, $20 million in an ICO, they have to pay taxes on that. It's taxed as revenue. To my understanding, if that's in the U.S., I could be a little bit wrong there, but for the most part, I understand that's taxable revenue. So if you were to headquarter in Puerto Rico or somewhere else, you might be avoiding a lot of that. Somebody said, "What do you think about Bank of America banning credit card purchases on crypto?" So I think it's good and bad. Number one, I don't think you really should be purchasing crypto on credit cards, especially if it's one thing if you're. So my opinion on that is if you are at this point in time, if you are buying crypto on a credit card and you're doing that to, if you're paying interest on, number one, you're paying a higher fee. At least with Coinbase, you're paying like a 4.5% fee on a credit card. If it was a bank account, it's only a 1.5% fee. So you probably shouldn't be doing it on a credit card. So I get that, but the fact that banks are banning things in general to do that is probably not the smartest move. I think there's going to be a lot of pushback, so I don't think that's necessarily the smartest move. I think you should have the option. If you want to dig yourself a hole of debt, that's beneficial for the banks. So why not? Is it a good time to buy into ETH? I think Ethereum has been very strong. I think Ethereum, Neo, and some of the platforms have really done well. Especially recently, but even in the dip, Ethereum held up for the most part pretty well. So I like Ethereum right now. I have a pretty large size holding in Ethereum. A lot of it was kind of accidentally speaking because I was looking to get into some potential ICOs and was just consolidating to have my Ethereum ready. So all my money in ETH, somebody said. Do you think Neblio will bounce back? I haven't had a chance to look at the charts recently on Neblio. Let's see here, taking a look at some of these questions. Are you in the red right now? I'm definitely not at the all. So the thing for me is I'm not at the all-time highs for my positions by any stretch. My overall portfolio is probably down about 30% from the all-time highs. So my portfolio itself is down about 30%, but I am still significantly up in terms of the fiat that I've put into crypto because I got into the space a lot earlier than most. So while it still hurts that the portfolio is down 35% from the all-time highs for me, it's not like a terrible time. But I understand that there are a lot of people that got into crypto in December and January and maybe November that might have bought towards the top of a lot of these currencies. So that hurts very badly, and I feel pretty awful for those individuals. So I definitely want to be cognizant when I talk on my end. It's like, I'm down 35% from my all-time highs. So does that hurt me? Yeah, for sure. Does it hurt somebody as bad as if they bought Bitcoin at 19,000, 20,000, and now it's at 10,000, 9,000? No, that's a terrible move, and I feel awful for those individuals for sure. And somebody said it's okay, but let's see here. What are your thoughts on pump and dumping? Any profit? I would not touch pump and dumps with a 10-foot pole. I think that's a terrible idea. A lot of exchanges are working to make that illegal. I know some exchanges are working that into their terms of service as far as coordinated pump and dumps. But I would not touch any pump and dumps. I don't think that's advisable. I don't think that's a smart move. So I would definitely stay away. I know some people recommend that, but I think you are significantly better off learning the 20-foot pole. Actually, yeah, right. I think you are significantly better off learning fundamental research or technical analysis or some combination of both, working on really understanding these markets, and then from there you'll do significantly better in the in the world of crypto. And sometimes you might just have a position that might get pumped by some group, and something like that happens. But I would not go out of your way to I would not go out of your way to participate in that. I think that's a terrible idea. Lazark Gaming, no, thank you. Not in my interest whatsoever, brother. What is the next disruptive blockchain industry? I mean, I think everything is kind of being disrupted by the blockchain world. Does it need to be disrupted? That's the big question. Does it need to have any involvement with the blockchain? That's the big question there. Bitcoin private, what is your view? I think some people hate it, some people love it. I think it's a very interesting approach to, I think the Bitcoin private ZCL approach was really interesting where they were taking um, basically so the interesting thing about ZCL and Bitcoin private is that you get, if you own ZCL, you get one Bitcoin private token or coin. If you own Bitcoin, you get one ZCL or you get one Bitcoin private token or coin as well. But people bought a ton of ZCL because Bitcoin was at $10,000, $15,000, whatever it was, and ZCL was at $100 or $50. So for buying a $50 token, you were going to get as much. You're going to get the equal amount of Bitcoin private tokens, which really boosted that up. So somebody, what's up, Tech? Bat, appreciate another super chat there, man. Thank you for the kind words. Is ADA good? Well, I will have. I'm interviewing Charles Hoskinson. I know he's kind of done the interview circuit, but there's some. I have some. I've been looking at some of those interviews, and I want to make it different. I want to make it something that a lot of other people haven't asked about. They're doing some interesting things with quantum resistance as well. So hopefully, you can make that determination on your own when I have that interview with Charles Hoskinson, and you can talk a little bit about, you can get a better feel for how everything there looks and feels when we have that discussion with him. So taking a look at some more of these questions here. When is the interview? I believe it's on Thursday afternoon. This week, Thursday afternoon. Will you be using Robinhood for trading? So Robinhood, I am not in one of the locations. Robinhood is only launching in 5 states. So because Robinhood is only launching in 5 states, it is not available in the state that I live in. So I unfortunately will not be able to utilize Robinhood for the time being. It's also only Robinhood is also only going to allow you to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. So that's all you're going to be able to purchase with Robinhood for the time being. I know they're also tracking I think they're tracking 14 different cryptocurrencies, but yeah, it's only going on those. Taking a look at some of these questions here. Thoughts on the Jordan Belfort video? I haven't seen anything of that nature. So I know Jordan Belfort said some negative things about crypto in the past. I haven't seen exactly what the video you're referring to is. And I haven't seen too much on the Monero. I think somebody mentioned the Monero fork, and I'm assuming that's what Monero V is. But I have no clue. I have no clue about that. Did you exit your Chainlink position? I still think I have my Chainlink position. It's not a massive position, but I still do. I still have it, but that's one that I'm not incredibly. I don't have a massive amount of conviction in. Somebody said, Bobby, what do you think of Cash? So QASH. I read the white paper recently. It was an interesting white paper. I think it is a. Shout out to the guy who typed in $5 and pretended it was a super chat. Thanks, man. I'll hit you up with that question, homie. Cash was an interesting one for sure. I think it's an aggressive roadmap, and I think they have an existing business, and they have it seems like some pretty close relationships with Japanese regulators. But I don't know overall if it's going to be the one thing I guess I get nervous about with Cash and some of these other ones is they're taking on such aggressive goals, and whether or not they can actually fulfill even half of that is more of the question on that end that I'm kind of curious about as well. Will there be basically 100 coins left standing in the future? I don't know how many coins will be left standing in the future, but I do. Somebody said what type of vodka? I like Tito's. Tito's is pretty solid. But how many coins will be left? I mean, I don't think we have any idea. I would tend to, in my personal opinion, I would tend to think that crypto in general is going to consolidate. You're only going to have maybe at some point in time, there's going to be a day of reckoning that comes, and a lot of the. Am I still an elf? Yes, I am, Evelyn. I'm still an elf. there's going to be some type of like day of reckoning that comes, and I think the biggest, most significant cryptocurrencies are going to succeed and survive, and a lot of the other ones will go down significantly. Will there still, things go to zero? I don't necessarily think so. A lot of cryptocurrency out there will not go to zero. Pats or Eagles. I'm a New York Jets fan, so I hate the Patriots with every fiber in my body. However, I still think, Tom Brady's, as a Jets fan, somebody who's gotten my butt kicked by Tom Brady for the past 20 years of my life. I still think that, at this point in time that Patriots will probably take the W, because you can't beat Brady and Belichick. It just doesn't happen. Somebody said ETF coming. I don't necessarily know. I think the ETFs have gotten denied over and over and over, so who knows? And appreciate, guys, and again, sorry for the lack of videos. Sorry for the lack of videos that are Saturdays are for the boys, Kyle. Come on. But I appreciate the forgiveness. I haven't had any recorded videos in the past 2 days, but I wanted to just come in here on my phone. I've never done this before. Done a YouTube live from my phone, so I really do apologize for the lack of content, especially when things are going crazy. But I wanted to just make sure that I answered some questions, talked a little bit about kind of what I think is going on, and made sure that now hopefully there's a little bit of reassurance. I think overall the correction itself, when you zoom out, when you look at everything, this is not the first time a correction has happened in this space. This is not going to be the last time a 50% correction has happened at all. So this is something that you just need to deal with. The one thing I'll say is that something like this could definitely last a while. When I got into crypto in late December, I pretty much bought the first top. Everybody jokes around and says, "Don't buy the top. Don't do this stuff." Don't do this stuff. Let me see if I can turn my phone sideways. I don't even think I can. Let's see. Now, operation is locked. Rotate device back. Yeah, I can. I don't know why, but so with the market as it is, this could last a couple of days. Back in December, I think the longest a dip has ever lasted was like 418 days. So you have to take that into consideration as well. But when this type of thing goes down, when the crypto markets dip for a long time in general, my thought process is I'm doubling down on research. I'm doubling down on the things that matter, because there are going to be a lot of people that end up leaving the space. In my opinion, if this market stays down for a while, there's a lot of people that end up leaving the space. There's a lot of people that lose interest. And now is a great time, or now could potentially be a really great time to really increase your knowledge and become better in fundamental research and technical research, and you can have a lot more success that way. So even if you're getting your butt kicked in the market, I would just recommend that you take the time to learn as much as possible, to research solid positions, to build up your knowledge where you can, and you'll be much better off because of that. So could there be FUD coming? Yeah. Could there be a lot of negative downturns? Yes. Overall, at some point in time, I really am still of the opinion that we're going to see $1 trillion market cap in crypto. You look at crypto in comparison to the dot-com bubble, and I know some people want to compare that to it. Some people hate that comparison, but the dot-com bubble was a $6 trillion market that was basically domestic in the U.S. The biggest crypto's gotten has been at about $800 billion, and this is a pretty much a global phenomenon. There are a lot of people in Asia that love it. There are a lot of people in Europe that love it. So I still think we are fairly early on, and I do think we are going to see a $1 trillion market cap at some point in time. When that happens, I do not know. How low we could potentially dip, I do not know either. People can point to charts, and I respect anybody that does, and people can point to fundamental analysis, and I respect anybody that does, but I'm pretty hesitant to call numbers specifically. So somebody's saying this isn't the bottom, LOL. I'm not arguing that it is the bottom or the top. I'm not betting that this is the bottom at all. I think we could certainly dip lower. So somebody said you need to interview a psychologist for your fans because people are stressing rather than having fun. Investing is a great educational journey. Yeah, I definitely do think that. So I get the stress. Especially if you're primarily maybe invested in the stock market where the volatility for a given year might be a 20% plus or minus range at maximum. So I get that. and I can definitely agree with it. So, however, once you go through, there's definitely a clear, in my opinion, there's a clear sign between somebody who's been in the market for a while and maybe somebody who hasn't been in the market for a long time. Because once you've gone through a dip like this, it doesn't hurt as much as the next dip, and each subsequent dip in the future hurts less and less every time. So that's something that that's something that you certainly want to take into consideration. Somebody said Doug Polk is a good crypto stress release. Yeah, Doug's hilarious. His videos are fantastic. So super well produced. Just Doug's awesome. So I can definitely appreciate what he's doing in the space. And to his credit, he was doing something that absolutely nobody else was doing at all. And he's come out and he's come on the scene in like the course of 2 months and just blown up faster than anybody else out there. So, yeah, he's crushing it. Somebody else said I should do something with Carter Thomas. That would be cool. Yeah, I would definitely love to. Coin Mastery is legit. At this point in time, though, folks, and somebody said Ari Paul said Tether is fine. So I'm actually interviewing, like I said, I'm interviewing Ari Paul in late February. So that should be fun. Scrub Mart, what's up? Super chats dry up when the market's down. Yeah, they definitely do, man. They definitely do. But luckily, I was joking around the other day that I didn't quit my day job, and I didn't quit my day job. So that's the one nice thing too about having working full time in addition to crypto in general is number one. I always have more money to put into the market if I would like to. But then in addition to that, I don't have to worry about. I'm not stressing about YouTube ad revenue or super chats or finding some ICO to shill because I need to pay my bills. So that's kind of one of the things I've always tried to approach. I work in software. But if you guys are new to the channel by any chance as well, would love for you to hit that subscribe button. That would be fantastic. I do daily videos most of the time when I'm not traveling right now. But I do daily videos on the subject of crypto, and then the YouTube Live Crypto Happy Hours. This is actually, I guess we can kind of consider this to be a YouTube Live Crypto Happy Hour. But outside of that, would like to gonna head off now just to get back to everything. I really do appreciate all the questions and comments. I'll be back to a regular schedule. Hopefully get a video out before the Super Bowl tomorrow. That would be cool. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. But I appreciate everybody's time. I hope you have a fantastic day, night, wherever you're watching in from. And take it easy, everybody. Peace.